Okay, welcome to our subnetting exercises. There's a list of questions here for the Swinburne students. You know what this is, but if you're not a Swinburne student, no problems. This is going to be a good activity for all of you. So I'm not gonna go through how to do subnetting. I'm just going to go ahead and solve the subnetting questions here. So you should know how to do subnetting already, but you might need to know some strategies and techniques that I use to do the subnetting. If anyone's interested, let me know. I can do a quick course in subnetting. But let's have a look at this. So we've got up to 16 questions, really easy to begin with. Then it gets really, really difficult. So I'm going to start on the left-hand side. I've got a bit of a noteboard here. I'm a pen and paper kind of person. The first thing I'm going to do is start my subnetting, my binary map. Always start at 1 and just double. Really, really easy. 16, 32, 64, 128. And then I just separate them like that. Okay, so, yep, perfect. And I can just use that as a bit of a map. And another thing I like to do is I like to do the 4 octets here. So octets. Octets. So that's the first one, second, third, and fourth. So for example, 255, 255, 0, as an example, right? That's what we mean here. So once I've set that up, I can go ahead and start doing some of the tests here, the activities. So the first one is a computer has the IP address of 179.116.20.11 and a subnet mask of 255.255.255. What is the subnet ID? Well, this is a piece of cake. This one's easy. And the answer is really easy because if we look over here, it actually gives us the answer straight away. 255.255.255. It means that straight away, that right there is the subnet ID. Straight away. I don't have to do any maths. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to write anything on my map here. I know that is going to be the subnet mask. The answer will be C for that one. But really, I don't need to be a genius on that one. Okay. Really easy. The network mask is 255.255.255. So every 255, I'll put a 1 here on the left-hand side, right there. And because I've got 4 octets, so I've got 4 in here, but 3 of them are network masks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one equals 255. Do it again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's a 0 at the end because that's the last octet. So that means my IP address here is 172.16.20.11. So what does that mean? So let's do some what 172 is. 128. So we do 128 is 1. So that's the network mask, and we're looking for 172.168. I don't know why that's sticking in my head. 168. So it's 16, 20, and 11. I don't have to worry about the last one, not important to me. But we're going to figure out what these are in binary. I'll only do this the once, just a bit of a quick subnetting lesson. So we'll do 171 first. We want to find out what that is in binary. So 172, is it equal or higher than 128? And obviously it is. Yes, it is. So I put a 1 there. Then I go to 64. So now what I do is 172, I minus the 128. I minus that from my number. And I do some simple maths here. What's 12 take away 8 is 4. And 4 take away 2 is 4. Is 44 greater than or equal to 64? It's not. It's false. So I put a 0 there. Then I move up a bit. So now, is 54 greater than, and I don't take anything away. I don't take anything away from that. Is 44 greater than or equal than 32? Yes, it is. So I put a 1 there. Then I put that 32 down here and I minus it. And that becomes a 12. Is 12 greater than or equal to than 16? No, it's not. So I put a 0. And I do not add, I don't need to take anything away from that. Is 12 greater than or equal to 8? Yes, it is. There's a 1. And if I do that, that means I've got to do a bit of maths there. So now I take 8 away from that. And that becomes a 4. Is 4 greater than or equal to 4 up there? Yes, it is. So I take away 4. So now I don't have any left. I've got a 0 number at the bottom. So then I can put 0, 0. So 172 in binary, that's the number. If you don't believe me, which I don't want you to believe me, never, there's an old saying, believe nothing what you hear and only half of what you see. It's a good philosophy to run by, especially in cybersecurity. We're pessimistic. We're very paranoid. And it's good to be paranoid. Let's find out with our standard calculator and turn that into a programmer calculator. And we can convert this. We can go to 172 and turn that into binary, and you can see there. And my heart jumped in my mouth for a sec, so I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't. So, see that? And that's how we do that. 101. So 10, 10, 11, 11, 0, 0. Okay. So now, why have I converted this? What's the point in converting that? Let me just get back some of my real estate here. Just tidy that a bit. All right, so we've done 172 now. So the first octet here is 172. So we'll just write 172. And that is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Now, so you know how to do that now. And now if we're going to do 16, I'm just going to use the calculator from now on. Because otherwise this is going to be really long time. If you didn't understand it, let me know. I can explain it again. But we'll go to 16, and there's the binary number for 16. Really easy. I mean, look, there's the answer there. That will be. I mean, really, that's an easy one. So that's 0, 0, 0. Where are we? 1, 0, 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And what's the third one? Is 20. So what's 20? There are shortcuts around this, by the way. But so 20 equals Very similar, but just slightly above. I don't think that's, is that right? No, that's not 20 in binary. Hang on, what have I done wrong here? Let's try that again. We'll go back to there. We'll go to 20. Yeah, that's better. So it didn't make sense because I'm so used to this. It didn't make sense to me. And that'll happen. You'll see a number and you'll say, that's not right. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the last one is just 0. So that's 172, 16, 20. Now, I know we've got an 11 over here, but I don't care about that. I'm not interested in that. It means nothing to me because that's a host. That's not a network. We're only focusing on the network at the moment. So I'm not even gonna, that's not interesting, that's boring to me. I'm not gonna pay attention to that one. So I'm just gonna put a 0. That's the subnet ID, okay? So let's prove this. We'll prove it one more time, okay? We're gonna do some binary maths. When it comes to binary maths, there's a really, really simple rule here. When it comes to network masks, here's the rule. 1 plus 1 equals 1. Yep. 1 plus 0 equals 1. This is subnetting maths right here. So if that's the case, they're all going to be 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then add them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then so when we have a 0 plus a 0, then we get a 0. So this is binary maths when it comes to network mask. Very simple rule. You don't need this maths when we've got a simple task like this, but you will need it when we get to down below. When we get something more challenging, like this one here, then the math will come in handy. But we've got simple tasks at the moment, and basically that tells me that according to this, if I add the mask plus the subnet mask, then the addition by adding that tells me what the subnet ID is. That's why we have a network mask in the first place. All right, so let me just clean that up a bit. I might pause next time I do this, so you don't have to watch me clean the board up there. I'm don't have very good. I was at school. I was never able to draw with color within the lines. I just didn't have that skill, so. Not a gift that I had as a child or as an adult. Okay, now, so the answer to that is C. Computer has the IP address of 172.16.20.11 and the same subnet. And what is the broadcast address? Cool. So we know the subnet ID, 172.168. Oh God, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what that 168 stuck in my head. 16.20.0. That's the subnet ID. All right. So what is the last? So that's the first IP address in the range. What is the last IP address in that range? Okay. So we could do it two ways. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We can count them all until we get to 255. 255 is the very last IP address. in that range. How do I know? Okay, 1, that's the first IP address. So now we're looking at the last octet now. Now we are looking at that 11. See that 11 there on the top? Now we care about it. See that one there? Now we're interested. So that's 11. But we could start from 1, and then we can do 2, and then we can do 3, and these are all zeros, and then we can do 4, and we can go on and on and on until we get to the very last IP address, which is all 1s. And what does that equal? 255. So the very last IP address is 255, and that's your broadcast address. So when we're assigning IP addresses to computers, we cannot use that one, and we cannot use this one, but we can use anything in between. So anything from 1 to 254. So that means there are 255 usable addresses. 254 usable IP addresses. 254 usable IP addresses. 2 we can't use. That identifies the subnet ID, and that's the broadcast. A broadcast address is the computer on a node needs to send an IP communication to every node on the local network. It's broadcast. It's shouting out. It's like a radio. The radio is shouting out to the whole world. It's not like Netflix. Netflix, you have to subscribe in order to get a message. Radio and television signals, it gets sent out to everywhere. The whole world, the whole city gets it. The broadcast. That's where the word broadcast comes from. All right, excellent. So that's easy. Okay, so let me just clean that up a bit. Just going to pause while I clean that screen up. All right, excellent. So I've cleaned that up now. 3. A printer has been configured with the IP address of 192.168.0.25 and the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Another easy one. Really easy. You should by now be able to work this out yourself. What is the subnet ID of the subnet? Well, there is no subnet. It's just a class C. That's the network, and that's the where we put the hosts. So the host is 25. So what is the subnet ID? That's a really, really easy one. It's going to be B. So that's there is the network portion. And that's the first, and that 0 there is the first IP address in that range, which starts at 0. And what does that mean? We can't use it because it's the subnet ID. So the answer to that is B for Bravo. Now be careful, because that could be, if that has a network mask of 255.255.0.0, pay attention here, 192.168.0.0, that could also be part of that network mask. So you've got to be careful. But because we've got a network mask of 255, let me just tidy that up. Because that's 255, that's fine. Okay, that's the network mask there. And that's the subnet ID there. So we're okay. Just beware of that. So this is easy. So far, you should be able to do this by yourself. All right, great. So let's go to 4. A printer has been configured with an IP address of 192.168.0.25 and the mask, same kind of mask. What is the broadcast address of the subnet that the printer has been allocated? Another really easy one. So 192.168.0.0. So this is our subnet that we already know, the subnet ID. the sub ID. And that goes, remember how we did before? So that's a 1, and that's 2, and that's 3, and that's 4. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, remember that? We could do that and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or, you know what, we know what we're doing. We're pretty clever. And we know that the very last IP address is going to be that, 255. So the answer is 192.168.0.255. That's the broadcast ID. And do we have it on the list? Yes, we do. And that will be A for alpha. Fantastic. All right, so 5, a PC cannot communicate with other subnets in a network. Fair enough. It has an IP address of 136.186.143.100 and the subnet mask of 255.255.0.0, and it's trying to communicate something else. You suspect that the PC has been configured incorrectly. You know that the subnet ID is 136.186.143.0 and that the broadcast address of the subnet is that. What should the correct subnet mask be? So that's the subnet mask that has been configured. It looks like it's an incorrect, an incorrect configuration. What should it be? And I think this is going to be nice and easy. Actually, I'm just going to pause this and do a bit of cleanup really quickly. Okay, so I've did a bit of cleanup there. So now, okay, whenever you face an issue like this, it's always good to write it down if you can. So we've got an IP address 136.186.143.100. We've got a network mask that is currently written as 255 0.0, and already my mind's going a bit weird here. It's thinking, hey, that looks a bit strange. But anyway, then we have, so we know the subnet ID should be this 136.186.143.0. That should be the subnet ID. So already I'm starting to suspect, and I haven't done this yet. This is just me. I don't know what the answers are. I do have the answers at the bottom of the sheet. I haven't looked at them yet, I promise. But it's already, I'm thinking, well, if that's the subnet mask, if that's the subnet ID, the sub ID, why don't I have a 255 here? Already, my brain is thinking, well, it's just, if that's the ID, the subnet ID, there should be a 255. If there was a 0 here as a subnet ID, yeah, then that's fine. That would be correct, but it's not. That's a 0. It shouldn't be a 0 because there's a number here. There's a number right there. If there's a number there, then that's not going. If that's for the subnet ID, we're not talking about IP addresses. We're talking about the IP, the first number in that range that we can't use, the sub ID. That should be a 255. I think that's the reason why that's why some things are not corrected. So that's not not being able to communicate with each other. And the broadcast should be 255. So let's write that down. So the sub ID So we've got the sub ID here, and to actually prove this beyond all possible doubt, that's the broadcast address 136. So that's 0 to 1 to 255. Yeah, that's definitely it. That's the problem, which means that we need to correctly identify that as B there. Let's just cheat a little bit. Look at the bottom there. Yeah, that's correct. So that's the correct answer. So a bit of detective work there, a bit of Sherlock Holmes kind of stuff. I'll do one more, and I'll cut, and then we'll do a next episode after this one. We'll do them in 5s. All right, so we've got 5 here. A PC cannot communicate with other subnets in the network. It has an IP address of, oh, we've done this already, haven't we? We're up to 5 already, are we? Wow, we are working really quickly. We'll do, because we've got 16. All right, we're going to break now. So I'll do episode 2 in a bit, okay? Don't go anywhere. Go download the next one, and then we'll see you. Thank you, guys. Take care. See you in the next lesson.